Good morning class. Today we will be starting with chapter 3 functions and methods. First comes the definition. A method is a compound set of executable statements to carry out some specific task. It is also called as a subprogram, a subroutine or a procedure. So these are various names of a function. So basically a function is a part of a program which is used to perform a specific task. Now comes the type of methods. There are two types of methods. First is predefined, the second is user defined. What are predefined methods? Predefined methods or functions or built-in functions are those functions which are available with the programming language being used and transferred into the memory as soon as the software is loaded. As soon as the Java software is loaded in the memory, all the predefined functions are available. If I take an example, math.sqrt. Sqrt is a function and math is the class in which the sqrt function is stored. So when the Java compiler is loaded in the memory, the sqrt function gets automatically loaded. We don't have to define it, isn't it? But user defined functions are those functions which are created by the user to carry out some specific task. The names of the user defined functions are given by the user. They cannot be any keyword or the name of any predefined functions. They will follow the same rules as the identifier follows, as a variable follows. So it cannot be a keyword, it cannot be any predefined function name. Now to write a user defined function, the following steps are needed. The following steps are needed to write a user defined function. First, the function prototype is to be given. Second, the function definition is to be given. And third, the function call or invoke is to be given. The function call statement or the function invoking statement. These are the three steps which are to be followed. Now what is the prototype? Prototype is the function declaration. The function prototype consists of access specifier, first of all. Then comes the modifier, which is optional. Then comes the return type. This is to be written in the single line. Then comes the function name. And in brackets, the parameters. Parameter list. This is the function prototype. Let me take an example. If I write public static, we all write public static void main and string args. This is a user defined function, isn't it? So public is the access specifier, static is the modifier, void is the return type, main is the name of the function, and string args is the parameter which is passed in. This is a system defined function which we have in every program. Without main, a Java program cannot execute. So main is the function where a Java program starts execution and ends execution. Without main, a program will not execute, isn't it? Till now we have learned this. Now we can also declare user defined methods. This was a system defined method. If I write public static void, give me a name of the function. Let me say sum. And if I pass two parameters, int a, comma int b, this is a user defined function. This function is having the access specifier public. It is having the modifier static. It is having the return type void. The function name is sum. Now this sum is the function name. It cannot be a name of a predefined function. It cannot be the name of a predefined keyword. It has to be a user defined name which follows all the rules of identifiers. Okay, and these are the parameters which we are passing here. I will tell you how parameters are passed, what is the use of parameters. Till now you just understand that this whole thing, this whole statement is known as function prototype. The first statement of every function is the prototype. Now comes the function definition. Function definition means the statements which are written inside the curly braces of the function are called as function definition. Understood? If I write here, if I declare another variable here, int c, and I say c equals to a plus b are being passed as parameters here. And then I write SOPLN, sum equals to c. So these three statements comprise of the function definition. The function definition is the body of the function. The function definition comprises of the function prototype plus the body of the function. So have you understood the function prototype and the function definition? The function prototype is the first statement which is used to declare a function, and the function definition is used to write the statements within it. What is to be executed? Let us do a small program using a user defined function. I am writing it as a comment here. Program to add two numbers using a function. Understood? So I'll write here a class name. Let me say class ABC. This is my class. Then I will declare a user defined function first of all. Void sum. I am not passing any parameters here. I am writing here int a equals to 10, b equals to 20 and c equals to a plus b, SOPLN sum equals to c, and function is ending. See, the access specifier and the modifier are optional. You may use them, you may not use them. By default, every function which is there inside the class is public. By default, that means it can be used by all functions of the class. There can be more than one user defined function in the same class. So it can be accessed by all functions of the class. And the parameter list is also optional. If you want to pass parameters, you can. If you don't want, you may not. In this program, I am not passing any parameters, but the return type and the function name is compulsory to be given. So here what I am doing, I am declaring two variables a and b and assigning values in them as 10 and 20. I am not taking the values from the user, rather I am assigning them here. And in C, I am finding the sum and printing the sum. This is the work of this function. Now I have to call this function. We all know that the execution starts from main. So after this, we will be writing the main function. Public static void main string args. See, this is a non-static function, but this is a static function. A non-static function cannot be directly accessed in a static function. It has to be accessed using the object of the class. So I am declaring an object of this class ABC. The object name is obj equals to new ABC. This object can call the non-static function like this. I hope you have understood. I have declared an object here of the class. Through the object, using the dot operator, obj dot, I am calling the function sum. This is the function call statement, or it is also called as invoking the function. This is the third thing which is necessary in every user defined function. If you declare a user defined function, if you define a user defined function, then it should be called also somewhere. Here the function calling is inside main, and this is the end of the class. This is the whole program which I have made to add two numbers using the function. Now you may ask me why I have declared this function, why I have defined this function. This thing can be done inside main also. Yes, up till now We were doing the same thing inside main, but this is just an example to tell you how a function looks like. Okay? When we move further, when we do complicated programs, then functions will be more used. And you will understand why functions are required. To simplify our task, we require functions. Okay? Now this function sum is not taking any parameters. Now I'll write the same program taking parameters in the function prototype. Okay? And this function is not returning anything. Void means that the function is not returning anything. The output it is printing here itself. Now I'll take another program, same program I am doing, in which the parameters will also be there and there will be a return type also. So let us take it here, class ABC. Let me say the value of sum will be integer, so it will be returning an integer value. The name of the function, and I am writing int a comma int b over here. This is the prototype of the function sum. I am writing here int c. This is declared inside the function, so it will be local to this function, this variable. C equals to a plus b, and I am writing here return c. The return statement is used to return a value from a function. Where will this value be returned? It will be returned to the calling function. In this case, the calling function is main. Public static void main string args. Here I am writing three variables x, y, z. Also, object is to be declared of the class. In x I am initializing 10, in y I am initializing 20, same values. And then what I am doing, obj.sum, I am calling the function sum and I am passing the variables x and y. This is the function call statement here. What I am doing, I am initializing x and y in main and I am passing x and y as parameters here. So this is how the function call will look like. In the earlier program, the function call was not having any parameters. But here the function call is having two parameters because the function prototype is also having two parameters. So this is the difference here. When there are two parameters in the prototype, then the function call should also have two parameters. Since these are integer variables, so these should also be integer variables. Now what will happen? The value of x will be copied into a. So a will become 10 and the value of y will be copied into b. So b will become 20. And inside the function, c will hold the value 10 plus 20, that is 30, and c will be returned. Where will it be returned? To the function call statement. So on the left hand side, a variable should be written here. The return value of this c will be stored in z. This is how a function call statement will look like when the user defined function is having parameters and return type. See, it is not necessary that both these things should happen at the same time. You can write here void and you can have parameters. If you write void, it will not return anything. It will directly print here sum equals to c. But if it is returning, it should be stored in a variable in the calling function. So z here, now here I will be printing SOPLN sum equals to and z. This is the end of main, this is the end of the class. So this same program can be done in this way also. I hope it is clear to all of you. Thank you.